Man, oh man. What's good, everybody? We are back once again. Is your partner late? Am I on time today or am I late? All right, guys, we're going to be out here for a short time and also a good time. But we're going to see if we can get together and do this thing called Bass for Cash, where your neighborhood angling money baskets out here catches a short time too, and see what I can get to the boat. What's going on, Alexandria? Let me see. Hold on just a second, guys. I have multiple things going on at the same time. What's going on, Alexandria? Let me see how I can fix this. All right, guys. Can you guys hear me okay? Does everything look good and sound good? Just drop a 1 in the chat for me real quick before we get things started. But just want to give you guys a quick rundown. Bass for Cash. I get out here on a weekly basis. Man, look how clear that water is. Can you guys see the bottom of the lake right there? That water is crystal clear. Let's see. I think I can get this figured out. Water is crystal clear. All right, there we go. Can you guys still hear me okay? All right, good deal, guys. I don't know where I'm getting some feedback. Hold on just a second. Let me see if I can get that taken care of before we get things rolling, guys. Have to do from now. All right, really appreciate everybody for tuning in. So we are going to be out here for a good time, not a long time. See if we can get to the boat, guys. All right, we're going to go ahead and roll out to the first spot. I see Alexandria in the chat. Really appreciate you for tuning in today. The day is very beautiful day. It's a real nice day today. So hopefully, the fish will cooperate. But let's get out here and see what we can find. What's going on, Roxanne? I see you got here nice and early. Let's go ahead and look into my bag of tricks real quick before we get things rolling. I broke off one of my baits yesterday and did not take the time to get it tied back on. Let's get it set back up for today, guys. All right, and make sure you guys pay attention to those rules of engagement that Alexandria is dropping in the chat for you. All right, just had to reset real quick. Drop a 1 in the chat if you guys can hear me okay. I just wanted to reset, just make sure everything was good to go. But just drop a quick 1 in the chat if you guys can hear me okay. All right, appreciate that, Alexander. You're on top of things. All right, so I'm just retying. You guys saw I was throwing one of these little minnow baits yesterday. This is on 6-pound line, so it got kind of hung up on something. And with this real light line, the chances of getting it back from me, based on how it was snagged in there, was kind of slim. So I didn't get it back, so we're just getting another one tied on here real quick. Because I'm still on a mission. I'm still on a mission. I haven't caught a fish on one of these type baits yet. I did have one on, if you guys were watching, about a week or so ago. But because of the line being so light, I was kind of worried about kind of leaning into the fish, so I didn't really set the hook on it, and the fish came off. But your partner ain't scared today. We're gonna get out here and see if we can get a fish to the boat. The weather is nice and lovely. Let me see, where's the sun at? Take a look at that, guys. Do you see it? Do you see what I see? It's very lovely out here today. So hopefully we'll be able to get something to the boat. These fish will cooperate. All right. So since I just tied it on, let's see if we can get something out here with this little minnow bait first. We have Chef Boy checking in. Good to see you in the chat. So we're just getting started, guys. I don't know if anybody is just tuning in or not, but we are just getting started. Got another late start for the day. I may have been a little late today. I was trying to get out here earlier, but didn't happen. But we made it. We made it. All right, they're following it, but they're not loving it. They're not liking it today. Let's get some of these settings set up a little bit better and see what I can do. Contrast, sensitivity, let's see. Looks good. So you guys can see the fish right out there. And they didn't want to hit this moving bait. And that was kind of the thing I was running into the other day when I was at the tournament, guys, is they weren't really hitting moving baits that much. So the weather and everything looks nice to us, but for some reason the fish may not have adjusted yet. The temps have shot up significantly, so it's possible that those changes in so there's my bait, just hit out there at about 75 feet. I'm just going to run it right across here. Let's go ahead and exit out of there, but I'm just going to run it right across there. You can see the fish on this side of it, but sometimes there'll be fish on the back sides of this cover and stuff like that, so we'll fish it anyways. We have Anders. What's going on, Anders? Good to see you in the chat. Shipboy says, I was just stopping in, about to go back watching Monk and making coin. All right, gotcha. All right, and again, want to give a shout out to FishXLive.com, guys. If you are a tournament fisherman, tournament organization, tournament director, or just somebody who wants to get out there on the lake and improve their fishing game, make sure you go and check out FishXLive.com. Also want to give a big shout out to SWAT Lawn Operations, one of the original sponsors of this thing we call Bass for Cash, guys. So we always have to make sure we support those companies that support us, all right? So if you are in need of any commercial or residential lawn needs, it is now the season. You guys see how lovely it is outside? So think that grass is about to start growing. Those hedges are going to need somebody to come and give them some tender love and care, some TLC. So make sure you guys reach out to SWAT Lawn Operations, and I'm sure that Alexandra will be dropping that information in the chat for you guys. Also, does anybody know what really does help the channel out when I'm out here doing these live streams? Does anybody know what helps the channel out? Just want to see who has been following the channel long enough to know. Let's see, who is that? Martavius says, how deep are the fish? Let's see. So those fish that I was just looking at, they're sitting around 20 feet of water, 20 feet or so. Not really suspended. Looks like they're sitting on the bottom. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to stay on the bottom and see if we can get those fish to come up and play with us today. Andrew says, how deep is the lake? The entire lake. Well, there are different depths throughout the lake. I'm not sure what the deepest part of the lake is. I think the deepest that I have seen from whenever I've been driving around is around 140 feet. But I'm pretty sure there's some areas in here that's deeper than that. But 140 feet is the deepest that I've seen. Let's go ahead and put a little stank on it. See if we can get these fish to cooperate today. We have to figure it out, guys. So in the chat, if you have already hit the like button for me, can you type the word like in the chat? For one, that'll let me see who we have tuning in and watching today. And two, that always lets me know who is getting in here and getting active. Who are the real supporters of the channel? Demore says, catfish. Appreciate that, Roxanne. Roxanne, so, oh yeah, I support the channel. She said, I support the cause. Getting out here trying to catch a fish or two, doing this thing called Bass for Cash. Now, for anybody that does not know, hopefully you have been reading the information in the comment section that Alexandra has been putting in there for you. Bass for Cash is where I get out here on a weekly basis, bring a fish or two to the boat. All you have to do to win is guess the exact weight of the fish. Now, it doesn't cost a thing to participate. All you have to do is be a subscriber to the channel, and that is it. Just subscribe to the channel, put your one guess and one guess only. Once we open the scales, once we have a fish to the boat, guess the exact weight, and you will walk away with a nice cash prize. So we have some fun with it, guys. Let's see. Roxanne is Roxanne the only one who hit the like button? If you have already hit the like button, type the word like in the chat for me. I really need to see now who is actually out here participating. Who is actually supporting the channel? And remember, what we do is we shoot for 60 to 70 likes. 60 to 70 likes make the fish bite, all right? Appreciate that, Low Keys. We have Low Keys tuning in. All right, Martavia says, what kind of fish are in that lake? So we have largemouth bass, spotted bass, striper, catfish, brim, walleye. What other kind of fish do we have in here, guys? Crappie. But today, what we're fishing for are going to be spotted bass, more than likely, is what we'll get to the boat. What's going on, Parker Fishing? Says, I am back. Well, I am back too, Parker. So we're going to get out here and see if we can have some fun with it. Appreciate everybody for tuning in. And like I said, if you could take a minute to go ahead and double tap your screen. Just tap the screen, and that is how you will see those fireworks come on the screen and know that you have then hit the like button for me. That's all I ask. Keep it real simple. Tap that like button for me, guys. So does anybody have any plans for fishing this coming weekend, or was anybody out there this past weekend? Walking and discovering adventures. Do you prefer fried or boiled catfish? Well, I prefer mine to be grilled or sauteed. So I don't really eat fried food that much. And boiled, I don't know about boiled fish. What's going on, Alan? We have Malone checking in. Lucas says, what do you have in the box? He says, I know you've been fishing for a total of 5 minutes, but you should already have something by now. So we're just getting started, guys. We're just getting started. We don't have anything in the boat yet. We're just going to be scouting around again, trying to find some active fish. So we've been finding a few fish here and there, but they haven't been the kind that want to take a bite and let me bring them to the boat to introduce you to everybody. Alan says, somebody gifted me a membership yesterday and I didn't see it. So whoever it was, thank you. You know who it was? It was Clint Perry. Clint Perry. So I'm pretty sure he'll be here sooner or later. So you'll get a chance to thank him once he comes into the chat. Clint Perry is a very, very strong supporter of the channel, always gifting those memberships and getting active in the chat. All right, let's see. We have Jeep Cherokee says, how's fishing going so far? Well, we're just getting started. So I can see a few fish, but I don't see anything that's is actually cooperating. So we're just casting around a little bit, just trying to get a feel for everything. Martavia said, do you ever use live bait or stink bait? I do not. I do not use either one of those, but I have some scent that I put on a bait. When you hear me say we're going to put some stank on it, and then I'm putting some scent on the bait. But other than that, no, I do not use live bait or stink bait like they use for catfish. What's going on, Skeeter? Skeeter says, I am new to the channel. Well, really appreciate you for tuning in, Skeeter. What we are doing today is this thing called Bass for Cash, all right? So welcome to everybody that is new to the channel. All you have to do to participate is be a subscriber to the channel. It does not cost anything to participate in Bass for Cash. What Bass for Cash is me getting out here on a weekly basis, bringing a fish or two to the boat. And once I do, all you have to do is 1, be a subscriber, 2, double tap your shit to hit that like button. And then 3, guess the exact weight of the with your 1 guess, and you will walk away with a nice cash payout, all right? Skeeter says, oh, I've been subscribed. All right, really appreciate you, sir, for coming back, tuning in again. Parker says he is fishing with the Alabama Bass Nation. Okay. And it's on Saturday. All right, good luck out there on the lake. All right, Alan says he's tuning in from the UK, out there fishing for perch. I guess as long as you get something to give you that tap on your line, it's still a good day out on the lake, right? Whether you're bass fishing, crappie fishing, brim fishing, perch fishing, fishing. Appreciate that. Martavia said, I hit that like and sub button. Martavia says, I want to play this thing called Bass for Cash. All right, so let's see how long it's going to take before we get one to the boat, guys. Dakota says, I just got a 10-pound bass in my lake. There could be a 10-pound bass in this lake somewhere too. Parker said, did you catch anything yesterday? Parker, why do we have to talk about old stuff? Why we got to talk about old stuff, Parker? Why can't we talk about today? But no, did not catch anything yesterday. Yesterday was one of those slow days, guys. But we'll see. Hopefully things have changed up for today. The weather's a little different. The water temps, like I said, are increasing pretty fast. It's sitting at 52 degrees now. It seems like it was just a week or two ago that the water temps were about 10 degrees lower than what they are right now. Yeah, Parker, why would you have to talk about old stuff? Why can't we talk about new stuff? All right, appreciate everybody for tuning in. Now, I need you guys to do me a favor, if you could. Be so kind as to get the likes up. The reason why I keep asking you guys to do that is because it really does make a difference for the algorithm for YouTube. And it helps the fish bite. Everybody knows that 60 to 70 likes make the fish bite, right? Oh my goodness. 5280 says 100 likes or I'm going to start using forward-facing sonar. I don't believe it. I do not believe it. I do not believe that you're going to start using it. Yeah, so the lake that I was just fishing at this past weekend, what was it? Lake Sinclair. Lake Sinclair, I was just out there this weekend. So for that lake, it's not really a forward-facing sonar lake for me. Whenever I go after those, on those largemouth lakes where I pretty much stay shallow the entire day. But on lakes like this, like Lanier, Hartwell, Lake Russell, one or two other ones, fishing offshore for me is the deal because it's fun. And I'm targeting spotted bass pretty much whenever I'm doing that. All right, let's go ahead and roll out to another little area. So we're just looking around until we find some active fish, some fish that want to bite. All right, guys, we're gonna run. How fast do you think this boat will go, guys? How fast do you think this boat will go? Let me give you a quick tour of the boat. So I know some people were asking me what kind of boat do I run. I run a Nitro Z20. All right, this Nitro Z20 is being pushed by a Mercury Pro XS 250 horsepower 4-stroke motor. All right, and I have two Minn Kota Talons, one right here, one right here. What these are shallow water anchors. What they do is shoot a spike straight down into the bottom of the lake and hold the boat in place as long as I'm in 10 foot or less of water. So those are 10-foot Talons. At the console, I have a Helix 10. I normally have a Helix 9 right there, but it is actually up at the front of the boat right now because I have taken one of my units and sending it in for replacement. My trolling motor is an Ultrex trolling motor. I have this long post right here. That is a Mega 360. I have another long post that I did put back on the boat. You guys were asking me about that. Let's see if I can turn this for you. But this right here is the live imaging transducer, and I'm running a 10 and a 9 at the front. Normally there's a 12 up here, but I'll have that back on there hopefully sometime next week. I just have to send it in to get them to replace it. But there you go, guys, a quick rundown boat tour. I'm running a Nitro Z20. So we had to crank up. We're gonna see how fast we can get this thing to go. We're gonna head to our next spot. All right, so there's the miles per hour right there. So we're going about 3 miles an hour right now. And let me think, where do I want to go next? All right, let's roll, guys. All right, guys. So how fast did you see me going that time? How fast did you see me going that time? All right, so we're going to stop here for a minute or two. Look around, see if we can find any fish that want to come out and play. Who is that back in the chat? Shout out to Clint Perry. He just hit OG Do Dirty with a gifted membership. OG Do Dirty. How about that name? Oh, my goodness. Everybody put CP in the chat. CP, he came in and properly introduced himself. He says, here's a gifted membership. And by the way, hello, everybody. All right, big shout out to CP. Now, Clint, there's somebody that is in the chat. I think they may still be here. But they were like, hey, I just realized I had a gifted membership. How did that happen? I told him, I said, more than likely, it was Clint Perry that came in and gifted you with that membership. Now, guys, take a look at this. We're sitting in 15 feet of water right now, and you can see the bottom of the lake. Put a yes in the chat if you can see the bottom of the lake right there. What's going on, Clint? Clint says, anything in the live well? No, sir. We have been out here for about 15 to 20 minutes, so we're just getting started. You're catching us right at the beginning. So who was it that was in here a little earlier and was asking who gifted them that membership? Let's see, who was that? Does anybody remember who was just in here asking about that gifted membership? It was Alan Malone. If you guys see Alan Malone in the chat, that is who received that gifted membership from Clint Perry. Dakota says, Clint, can I have one? Well, it doesn't quite work that way, Dakota. So in order to get a gifted membership, you have to be chosen at random by YouTube. So the gifted memberships, when someone chooses to gift a membership, YouTube actually determines who gets those memberships. Hunting Hook says, are you having any luck? Not yet, sir. We're just getting started. So anybody that is tuning in right now, you're pretty much catching us at the beginning of the show. So we're out here doing this thing called Bass for Cash once again, where I get out here on a weekly basis, bring in a fish or two to the boat. All you have to do is subscribe to the channel and guess the exact weight of the fish and walk away with a nice cash prize. Just that quick and easy. Is Bass for Cash real? I believe it is. We have several people that have won in the chat. And we'll see if we have somebody else that wants to walk away with a little cash for some of these bass today also. So lately things have been a little different, a little tough out here on the lake. Okay, there we go. All right, so I see some fish out there that I want to target. And I told you guys I have been trying to catch a fish using these minnow baits that everybody is talking about. So take a look. We have some fish sitting out here at about 70 feet. So we're gonna make about a 70-foot cast out there. Bam. Now let's see. Did I get it where I needed it to go? Make that cast out there. Gonna track that bait, let it fall down there to where those fish are kind of suspended at. And just slide right through there. See if they want to cooperate. What's going on, Alan? He says, I just thanked him, bro. Much appreciated. Shout out to Clint Perry. Everybody put CP in the chat again. He came in, gifted membership once again today. Dakota Bullet says, I'm going to buy your hat. What hat are you going to buy? Are you going to buy one of those Money Bass hats? So I think there should be a link on the screen somewhere for anybody that was asking about the merch. There should be a link in the description, or actually on the screen, where you can click on shop now or something like that, and you can see the different hats, apparel, and things like that are available. Alan says, Money Bass, what's your biggest fish? Mine is a 102-pound Wales catfish. Oh my goodness, I have not caught one that big. My biggest spotted bass is 5 pounds 11 ounces, and my biggest largemouth is what was that largemouth? It was 8.56 pounds was my biggest largemouth. Now, I caught a striper that was around 15 pounds. And that's about it, but I'm not out here catching those 102 pounders. Today is a lovely day. Appreciate everybody for tuning in. For anybody that is new to the channel, if today is your first time tuning in and checking us out, type the word new in the chat. I always like to see who do we have that is new to the channel, sliding through and like, hey, let me see what's going on with this Money Bass guy. If you are new to the channel, type the word new in the chat. Alan says, that's good weights for bass, bro. I fish for carp and cats. My biggest carp is a 32. Oh, my goodness. That's a nice one. Parker says a 90-pound flathead. That's a good one. Shout out to Tim. And we have Cameron in the chat. Appreciate you guys for tuning in. Make sure you hit that like button for me, guys. And also, if you want to participate in this thing we call Bass for Cash, all you have to do is hit that subscribe button. And that's it. So I'm seeing a few fish, guys, but I'm not getting that good feeling from any of these fish yet. They just don't seem like they're active where I'm at. But we're gonna keep moving around until we find some active fish. So right now, as you can see, I'm kind of checking offshore just a little bit because, you know, I like it. That's what's fun for me. So we'll be out here for just a little bit, and then we're gonna head on a little shallow and see what we can find out that way. But you guys saw we're sitting in 21 feet of water, and I showed you just a minute ago 15 feet of water, and it was still crystal clear. So it's going to be kind of hard to sneak up on these fish out here, so they can definitely see this boat if you get too close to them. What's going on, Scandals? Scandal says, hey, I'm new, buddy. I'm new. I heard about this Bass for Cash thing. Let me come and check it out. Appreciate you for tuning in. Alan says, hey, I'm fairly new. Can I still put new? All right, Alan. So did anybody go fishing this weekend? Did anybody go fishing this past weekend? Martavia said, you might need to put some stank on it, Money Bass. You might need to put a little stank on it. All right, we're going to get it cracking. We're going to get it cracking, guys. Appreciate everybody for tuning in. Again, we are doing this thing we call Bass for Cash, where I come out here on a weekly basis. I'm out here on a weekly basis, guys. Out here hunting down these spotted bass on Lake Lanier. Sometimes I'll be on a few different lakes, like you guys saw me on Oconee. Then, let me see, last week, just this past Saturday, I was on Lake St. Clair fishing a tournament. I brought you guys along with that, so you guys got to watch that live. Derek says, me and my son went Saturday, caught close to 30 bass, but the biggest was 3.90. What kind of lake are you fishing to go and catch 30 bass. And are you using a net? Are you using a cast net? What are you doing? Adam says Lanier was tough on Sunday. So how did you do on Sunday, Derek? Adam, how did you do? So Derek was catching with a War Eagle spinnerbait. Man, I know that was fun. And a red rattle trap. Yeah, I definitely know you were having a good time with that. Uh-oh, Adam said 0. Oh, my goodness. So it looks like you stole my number because that's how many I had yesterday. It is. So what do you think is going on with the lake right now, Adam? So when I come out here, guys, I'm just running straight out to the lake, not refishing or doing anything like that to locate the fish. So I'm attempting to do all of that live whenever I get out on the lake. So sometimes I'm going to come out here. It may take a little bit longer than other times. And I can tell you right now, with the change, with the weather changes as far as the water temps and everything, like I said, last week, the water temps were sitting around 40 in the 40s. And today, the water temps are, what did I say, 56, 57, something like that, 54. So the water temps are about 10 degrees higher within a week than what they were last week, guys. All right, Scandals. Scandals has a pretty nice question there. He says, is it true that people are scared to be around Lake Lanier? I would say the answer to that question is yes. Does anybody know why people would be scared to come around Lake Lanier? Does anybody know why people would be scared of Lake Lanier? Somebody, anybody, does anybody know? JT says, too many drunk people. Smitty says it's haunted. It's a haunted lake. 52 says the Loch Ness Monster. And 5280 says, wasn't it built on on Indian land? Kind of close, kind of close. All right, Scandal says, used to be a city/town. That is true. That is true. So, yep, word on the streets, word on these YouTube streets is that Lake Lanier was built by flooding out a town. So there's a full town, bridges, roads, graveyards, all of that stuff in certain places under this lake. That's the word in these YouTube streets. What did you guys hear about that? Jonathan says, about to catch one as soon as you read this, but not if your rod is in the water. What does that mean? My rod shouldn't be in the water, right? Uh-oh, let it sink a little too far down. Martavia says, do you eat the fish that you catch? No, sir, I do not. I put them back in the lake so they can go back out and hang with their buddies and tell the story about their alien abduction. $52.80 says bass aren't the best tasting fish. Man, this water is crystal clear. Look at that, guys. We're in 20 feet of water. I don't know if you can see the bottom of the lake, but that is the bottom of the lake, and we're sitting here in about 20 feet of water. Smitty says, I watched a documentary on the Travel Channel about it. A lot of weird stuff happens and disappearances. Oh, yeah, you will disappear in this lake if you go out there swimming and don't know what you're doing. And you sink in some of the areas of this lake that get up to about 140 feet of water or more. They will have a difficult time finding you. Chris says, what lake is this? I'm out here on Lake Lanier. Lake Lanier in Georgia. We're doing this thing we call Bass for Cash. And what it is, very simply, is I get out here on a weekly basis, bring a fish or two to the boat. All you have to do is be a subscriber to the channel. If you guess the exact weight of one of the fish that comes to the boat, then you will walk away with a nice cash prize. Just that quick and easy, all right? And remember, it does not cost a thing to participate. All you have to do is be a subscriber. Another thing that I need you guys to do is hit the like button for me. We are over 200 and something people at times. We're over 100, 150, something like that. But the likes are looking atrocious. They're kind of ugly. We're only at 40 likes, guys. If you have already hit the like button, type the word like in the chat for me. 5280 says, but we have to have at least 70 likes. What I heard is 70 likes make the fish bite, right? What's going on, Chris? Chris says, oh, man, he said, Okay, he says, awesome thing you got going on. He said, I think I likes this Bass for Cash thing. All right, so do we have anyone in the chat that has won Bass for Cash? Now, if you have won Bass for Cash before, type I won and also type how much you won in the chat. Type I won and how much you won in the chat. I really appreciate everybody for hitting that like button. I see all those likes coming through. The Mass Bass Kid says, where's the fishes at? Where are the fishes at? The fishes are out there in the water right now. So we're going to be out here for a short time and a good time today. Hopefully we can get about 2 or 3 fish in the boat and see if anybody can walk away with any of this cash today. I see we have quite a few people tuning in. Is there anybody that is in the chat right now that is new to the channel today? If you are new to the channel today, type the word new in the chat. And I'll show you guys what I'm fishing right now. So I'm using my live imaging right now. Just trying to target some cover. I'm not really seeing any fish moving around out here. I know some of you guys know how to read this. Some of you guys don't. But this is the bottom of the lake right here. This right here is some type of brush piles or trees or something like that under the water. That right there is a fish. The way you can tell that that is a fish out there is because it is suspended off of the bottom. That's about an 85-foot cast. So let's see if we can make that 85-foot cast. Did I make it? Let's see if we'll see that fish follow. If that fish starts going down towards the bottom, then you know it's kind of following my bait. I just needed to make sure I got it right in the range of where it needed to be. All right, let's see. Let's see if we can get him, guys. All right, we have a lot of new people tuning in. Really, really appreciate it. We have over 300 people in the chat. Really appreciate you guys. And as you come in, would you mind double tapping your screen? That would definitely get the likes up for me, guys. All right, let's see what you guys talking about in the chat. Matt says, fishing was tough today on the south end. All right, so what lake were you fishing, Matt? What lake were you fishing? Smitty says, hey, this is my first time hearing about Bass for Cash. But Smitty, you must have been gifted a membership. And you know something? I think I need to explain a little something what that means. Being gifted a membership means that you are now a member of the channel. Let's see. Did I get hung up, guys? I sure did. Let's see if I can get this loose real quick. There we go. Got it loose. All right. So what that means, being a member of the channel, it comes with its privileges. Now, as I bring the fish to the boat, guys, all you have to do is be a subscriber to the channel. If you guess the exact weight of the fish, you will get a nice cash payout. All right. So that is Bass for Cash, simply put. It does not cost anything to participate. All that you have to do is be a subscriber to the channel. If you are a new subscriber, type subscribed in the chat. Let's just take a look and see. If you are a new subscriber to the channel, type subscribe in the chat. What's going on, Morph? Morph is back in the chat. Haven't seen you for a minute. All right. What's going on, Kyler? We have Hawaiian Earth Angel saying they're new to the stream. Really appreciate you guys for tuning in. Now, remember, we get out here on a weekly basis and do this thing we call Bass for Cash. I see all the subscribes coming in. Now, the next thing I need to know is who hit the like button. Did any of you hit the like button? Oh, my goodness, guys. Look at this. How did my line break? That's not supposed to happen. All right, so now got to take a pause for the cause and just read. So we're going to look down here in my bag of tricks. Got to get some line out. So we're going to real quick. So I'll show you guys my setup while I'm getting this done. All right, I see all those likes still coming in. All right, so we're going to tie that on. I guess we'll stick with a shaky head. Or should we change that up? Should we change that up? Things have been a little slow. Let's change it up. Let's try a different color, guys. Let's see. Let's see what we have in here. We have something called a green pumpkin. Let's go with that. Let's try something different. There we go. All right, so here we go. Let me show you guys how I get my shaky head set up, put together. What's going on, Derek? He says, I like your style. And Parker says, oh, I love Z-Man. So Parker knows what it is. He knows what those blue bags are. He saw those blue bags and he was like, oh yeah, I know what that is. All right, so here we go, guys. So what I'm doing is tying this is high vis yellow braid. So this is braided line that I use for the main line. And then I put a leader on here. Now the leader is going to be 12-pound fluorocarbon. I use 12-pound. Some people use 8. Some people use 10. I like 12 because whenever I fish my shaky head bait, sometimes I would throw it directly into laydowns. Actually, you know what? After we tie this on, we're gonna take another run and let's go fish some docks. We're gonna fish some docks and see if we can find some cover on some docks, and maybe that'll bring us a fish or two. So we'll see. But this is an Alberto knot that I tie, guys. So we just loop it through there. I go 5 in one direction. That's 2, 3, 4, 5. And then let me see. Oh, did I miss one? I sure did. Let's do that. Let's get it right. Let's get it right. Actually, let's just start that back over. Let's just start it back over. All right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. One direction. Then I just hold it and I bring that same knot back up the other way. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and just try to keep it in between those grooves and just go right back through that original loop. If I can get this lined up right. There we go, back through that original loop and just kind of cinch that down. And now we can just kind of put some pressure on it. Make sure the knot isn't slipping. And the way that this knot is tied, it kind of tightens up on itself inside of those twists that I made in there. So you can cut this tag end as close as you can get it. All right, what's going on, Derek? Derek says, I have a question. Let's see. What is that question, Derek? What is Derek about to ask, guys? All right, we're pushing about 400 people in the chat. Really appreciate everybody for tuning in. If you could, be so kind, tap your screen so we can get a few likes in the chat. The likes really do help the channel, all right? Derek says, what are you catching? Right now, we're not catching anything yet. We're just getting started, Derek. So we're going to run around to a few different places. We're going to be out here for a good time, not a long time today. But more than likely, I'll be back out here again tomorrow because what we have to do is actually locate where these fish have moved to. They're not really offshore yet. They have been in the ditches. Man, look at that, guys. I don't know if you can see that, but that braid just, you got to be careful with this braid because it will cut right through your skin like a blade if you try to pull on it without gloves on. But Derek, what we're fishing for are spotted bass. Sometimes I do run into a largemouth every now and then. But for the most part, the fish that we'll be getting to the boat will be spotted bass. Now, as I bring those fish to the boat, guys, all you have to do is be a subscriber to the channel. Remember, that's it. Just be a subscriber to the channel. And you can participate in Bass for Cash. You can walk away with a nice cash payout. A little bit of extra money for your pocket. And from what I've been seeing on some of the things that's been happening around these days, some of you guys might have a little something that you can spend that money on, like some eggs. What are some other things that you guys have been seeing that have been going up in price? What about gas prices? I haven't been to the gas pumps or anything, but I saw something on the news where people are paying a lot of money for some eggs, so it might be time to go ahead and invest in some chickens, right? Does anybody have their own chickens yet? Hippie Dave says he's betting on the UFC. Are you talking about a UFC fight? Is somebody supposed to be fighting coming up? All right, so we're gonna try change the color just a little bit. We're gonna put a little stank on it. Then we're gonna get it back out there in the water. All right, there we go. So I do not know why that knot broke off, but you know what? That is the second time that has happened. So if it happens again, I'm gonna change my knot up, guys. I'm gonna change that knot to a double uni knot is the other knot that I tie. Hippie Dave says almost every weekend. Parker says I got some chickens. How many chickens do you have, Parker? And how often do they lay eggs? I might need to get me 2 chickens. Get me some chicken egg laying chickens. Sammy says, yeah, my daughter-in-law, she's not even, let me see. Oh, she's got 7 chickens and we cannot keep up with the eggs. We eat a lot of eggs. Good deal, good deal. How many chickens does she have? Dick says, hey, I love you as a fellow. Sammy says, and a lot of weight to the people that need food. We try to get up bread and eggs and milk if we can. What'd you say? Oh, give out? Okay, all right. So you're helping out the community. Helping out the community. Parker says, I'm 14. Derek says, I'm 9. Oh, my goodness. We have some youngins in the chat. Parker says, docs are my favorite things. We're going to go and check out a few docs in just a minute. And we'll see if maybe things have changed. Parker says 10 and about 12 eggs per day. So wait a minute. From 10 chickens do you get 12 eggs? Because I know you're not saying one chicken lays 12 eggs a day, right? Oh, look at Parker. Parker's been paying attention. Says, hey, we need one more like to make the fish bite. All right, really appreciate everybody for tuning in. I see we have a lot of new people in the chat. If you are new to the channel, type the word new. If we have enough new people in the chat, then I'll break down and let you guys know what Bass for Cash is once again. Smitty says, what's the air and lake temperature? Well, the water temp is around 50 degrees. The air temp, it actually feels like it's in the 70s or something like that. But as I was running across the lake, I did run into a few cold pockets where I could feel the water temps had kind of dropped a little bit. What's going on, Derek? Derek says he is new to the channel. Really appreciate that. We have Ruthless Soul in the chat. We have a ruthless soul out there. The soul is ruthless. Is that good or bad? Is that a good thing or a bad thing? Appreciate you for tuning in. You and your ruthless soul. We're going to see if we can catch a ruthless fish. All right, take a look, guys. There's a fish right there, and there's my bait coming down right there, right on those rocks. So we're going to see if that fish wants to put its mouthpiece on it. Uh-oh, did I feel a little thump? Did I feel a little thumpy thump? What's going on, Raymond? Raymond said, brother, catch me a biggin. Samuel says, hey, I'm just blessed to get to watch you and talk to you. Oh, I feel the same. We're out here enjoying this nice, beautiful day on Lake Lanier together, seeing if we can get a fish or two to the boat so we can do this thing called Bass for Cash and have some fun with it. Uh-oh, Parker said we got those 70 likes. It's time for the fish to bite. Samuel says, I've been hanging out for a minute. I just ain't got the money to subscribe. Well, guess what, Samuel? It does not cost anything to subscribe. All you have to do is hit the subscribe button. Somebody else asked me that before. How much is it to subscribe? It is nothing. It is free to subscribe, guys. And it's also free to hit the like button. All you have to do is double tap your screen. Just take your finger and double tap your screen. Somebody do that real quick. Double tap the screen and let me know what you see. What happens when you double tap the screen? There's something that YouTube has actually set up that you will be able to see as soon as you double tap the screen. And I want to see if somebody in the chat can tell me what that is. RTS says, how did the tournament go the other day? All right, so the tournament, I've just fished a tournament. We're going to run to another spot real quick, guys. All right, and while I'm doing that, I need you guys to do me a favor so we can answer this question right here. RTS said, how did you do, how did the tournament go the other day? All right. What I would like for you guys to do is go to fishxlive.com, all right? And you are going to see the tournament stats that he is referring to. Go to fishxlive.com, all right? fishxlive.com. You can download that app for free. Once you download that app at fishxlive.com, from there, just click on the link that says tournaments. There will be a little tournaments tab. Click on tournaments and type in Sinclair, Sinclair, Sinclair. Type in Sinclair, and I need you to go to the official weigh-in. Right, you'll see the official leaderboard from that tournament. Now, I want to see who can come back to the chat the fastest and let me know what they see that my weight was. How did Money Bass do in the tournament on Lake Sinclair? So make sure you go to fishxlive.com and take a look at that, guys. And we're going to run to this next spot. When I get there, I'm going to see who actually was able to take the time to find out how I did on that tournament. All right, so we ran out to the next spot. So was that enough time for anybody to check out fishxlive.com and find those tournament stats for Lake Sinclair that just took place this past weekend. Did anybody find that? Just put a yes in the chat. Well, actually put FishX Live in the chat if you were able to go and find those stats. Samuel says, I got you now. I'm subscribed. He says, no thank you. It gives you thumbs up when you, that's right. That's right. It gives a thumbs up and some fireworks should come on the screen. Mask off fishing. You guys see Mask Off? He's in here to try to take the money away from you guys. He says, where's the money at? Where's the money at? So do we have anyone in the chat that has won Bass for Cash before? If you have won Bass for Cash before, type I won and then type how much you actually won in the chat, all right? Just want to get an idea if we have any winners in the chat. Do we have anyone that has won Bass for Cash before? And while we're doing that, is there anyone who has a nice joke or fishing riddle for the day? Let's see if I can solve some of those fishing riddles again. All right, Derek, it was a good seeing you. Here for a good time, not a long time. Appreciate you for tuning in. Keep in mind, we're out here on a weekly basis, so make sure you do come back, all right? All right, Parker Fishing says, I got one. Okay, what do you got, Parker? What do you got, Parker? All right, what did Santa Claus say when he looked at the clouds? Wait a minute, Parker, that doesn't sound like a fishing joke. Let's see if I can get it. What did Santa Claus say when he looked at the clouds? I do not know that one. Does anybody know the answer to that one? Give me one more second, Parker. Let me think. What did Santa... Carr said, he said, wow. I don't think that's it. All right, Parker, what did he say? What did he say? I'm not going to be able to get that one. But that's not a fishing joke. All right, guys, while we're looking at this joke, did anybody go to fishxlive.com and find out what my weight was at that last tournament? What's going on, Caden? Caden says, how many have you caught today? We have caught none today. It's been a slow day. We've been out here for maybe about an hour. So we haven't been out here too long. We'll probably be out here for another hour and a half or something like that. So I'm just moving around until we locate some active fish. So I found a few areas where we did find some fish, but wasn't able to get them to bite. So we had to pack up and roll out. So we're at a new location right now. We'll be here for a minute or two. Then we'll roll out again. Okay, Parker said, I think it's going to rain, deer. Get it? Rain, deer? All right, that was all right, Parker. That was all right. All right, Andres has one. Let's see. He says, why did Batman and Robin quit going fishing together? I don't know about these Batman and Robin jokes. I don't know what's going on with Batman and Robin. All right, I don't know that one, Andres. What is the answer to that one? Why did Batman and Robin stop fishing together? Because Robin ate all the worms. Okay. Okay, that's a decent one. You got me on that one. Sophia says, what rod are you using? So this is a 7-foot medium heavy Ducket Micro Magic spinning rod is what I currently have right here. Martavia said, teach a man how to fish and you'll get rid of him for the whole weekend. Sophia says, what is the biggest or your favorite fish you have ever caught? So the biggest fish I have ever caught was probably a shark when I was saltwater fishing. But it was, I can't remember the name of what type of shark it was, but it was like a little hammerhead looking shark, but it wasn't a hammerhead. Somebody in the chat may know what I'm talking about. But went out on a guided trip with the family and caught a few shark, chopped them up and threw them on the grill. Pretty tasty. So that was the biggest. But as far as like my personal best fish that I caught for spotted bass is 5 pounds, 11 ounces. Let's see what else I got. My biggest largemouth was 8.56 pounds. I had a striper that was around 15 pounds. And I'm not even sure what my biggest catfish was, but I've caught some pretty big catfish before. John G says my biggest largemouth is 7.62. That's a good one. RTS says 14.08 bag. Oh, okay. Did you look that up on the stats? Is that where you got that from, RTS? Terry says, how does a cat hold his pole? Is that another joke or a riddle? What is that? RTS says, congrats on the win. What lake are you looking at? RTS, did you go to FishX Live and pull up the stats? Is that how you found that? Right, Sinclair. Okay, so on Lake Sinclair, and what date was it that you looked at? So I fished Lake Sinclair last year too. So you may have looked at the stats from last year. So last year I did have a little over 14 pounds and got first place on Lake Sinclair. So I think that was last year's tournament stats. Shout out to Kyler. Kyler found it, fishxlive.com. Saw that 5th place finish. And what was the weight that you saw, Kyler? That's right, Delta Bass. It was on February 1st. February 1st. All right, Kyler found it, 7.39. That is right. I was having a hard time finding some bigger fish. So some of you guys did watch. So that tournament, I was live during that tournament. So that was a live tournament, guys. Do we have anyone in the chat that fishes tournaments? Do we have any tournament fishermen in the chat? If you fish tournaments, type the word tournament in the chat. All right, so RTS said, hey, I was in and out of that live stream. He says, I was there. I saw it with my own eyes. All right, John G says he fishes kayak bass tournaments. Okay. Parker fishes tournaments. What's going on, George Jones tuning in? One Way says, I fish tournaments too. All right, we're going to make one more cast here. Then we're going to roll out, guys. Delta Bass fishes tournaments. All right, so of all of you guys that fish tournaments, who has went and checked out FishX Live at fishxlive.com? put FishX Live in the chat if you have gone to check out to see what that app is about. Put FishX Live in the chat. Smitty says Tournament Bassmaster High School. Okay. Delta Bass says, hey, I checked it out. I checked out FishX Live. Oh, you know what, guys? Hold on. Just as soon as I get this in, I'll show you guys the one of the fish that we caught on one of the lives. I know you guys were asking about my PB bass and all that kind of stuff. So as I catch these fish, I've been logging them in FishX Live. We have Dallas Bass and TV tuning in. Good to see you back in the chat. Parker fishes with Alabama Bass Nation. Good deal, good deal. All right, guys, looks like we got hung up a little bit. Let's see if we can get that out of there. Then we're gonna roll out to another spot real quick. So all we're doing, guys, we just have to keep moving around until we find some active fish. So there's some fish over here. I showed you the fish that I was just trying to catch, but still not cooperating. So we're gonna keep on moving. All right, there we go. We got it out. All right, let's see, guys. Let's roll out to another little spot real quick. We're just gonna keep moving around. Just having a nice, relaxing day out here on the lake. So is there anybody in the chat? Is there anybody in the chat that fishes Lake Lanier? From what I've been hearing, word on the streets is that Lake Lanier has been kind of tough. And if me being out here for 1 or 2 hours, well, maybe like 2 to 3 hours, and how the results I've been getting is an indication, I would agree with that. Uniform says, what kind of fish are you fishing? What kind of fish are around there? Spotted bass, largemouth bass are what we're targeting. Parker says he fishes, you follow. All right, guys, let me just show you what FishX Live is all about real quick. All right, so here we go. There we go, fishxlive.com. That is what we're about to take a look at real quick. So once you go to FishX Live, and let's just start off taking a look at the actual, let's see, fishxlive.com. So there we go. Once you go to fishxlive.com, there it is. Unleash your inner pro. So all you have to do is click on this right here, and it will show you, it will download the app for you. But if you scroll down here, you'll see this video. All right, so yeah, so you can take a look at that. And like I said, if you are a tournament fisherman or you fish with any type of organization, bass club or anything, well, bass club, crappie club, any type of fishing tournaments, this is something that you definitely want to take a look at. Hold on 1 second. All right, so now once we go to the app, you can go there and it'll give you some basic information about it. So we'll just take a look at this real quick, and then we're about to run out to another location. So I've already downloaded the app. There's my profile page, guys. So you can set up your own profile page, and then you just go to tournaments. Well, actually, let's just go back to my profile page. I'll show you guys some of the catches. So we have journal of catches. So as I catch these fish, and we're going to just search for, well, this is February. Do I even have anything in here for February? So there we go. So there's February. So I have one catch in there for February, guys. So that was the tournament that we just had. I put my notes and everything in here. So all of this information is private. So you have a private journal, for one, that you can use to kind of keep track of your catches to, you know, it kind of helps you out in tournament situations or just fun fishing. So now let's just look for January. So we're going to go with January. All right. So do you guys remember this fish right here? So this is 4.12 pounds. This is a 4.12 pound spotted bass that we caught on January 1st. So I had to come out here and get my January 1st fish out of the way. And that was a 4.12 fish that I caught on January 1st. I have the bait that I caught it with. It was a spoon. The water temps were they were dropping at that point. It was 50 degrees, but on its way down. And then it'll also show you the exact spot where that fish was caught at. All right. And remember, that information is private. So you guys, if you go to my journal of catches, you'll only be able to see me holding the fish, and you'll see this information right here. But if you have your own private journal set up, you will be able to put your private notes and everything. So everything below this is private. So if you go to my profile, you will not be able to see this information over down here, only me. So once you are logging your catches, you will see the same thing, and only people will only be able to see your catches. All right. So this is something that I use on a regular basis. So now, as I begin catching these fish in February, so these are the fish that I was catching in January, guys. You see all those catches? All of those were from the live from last month. And actually, it doesn't like I logged all of them in there. I was just logging some of the bigger ones at times. But these were the Bass for Cash fish for last month. And I don't think anybody won on. Somebody did. They won. Somebody guessed the weight of that fish, and they actually won Bass for Cash that day. This was another one, a 3.26 spotted bass. So that was a nice one right there. Caught that one on a shaky head. And remember, this is private information. The only reason you guys can see this down here is because I'm showing you my actual journal. And then I could zoom in and go straight to that location where I caught that fish if I wanted to. And let's see, that was on January 17th. Let's see, what else did I want to show you guys? Maybe that's it. Caught on a point with a ledge and cover. Outside temp is in the, actually I didn't put it, and the fish was caught with a shaky head. All right. But yeah, so that's a quick rundown to let you guys see what FishXLive.com is. But let me just show you one other thing real quick. So the tournament side of things. So whenever you are running tournaments, so this last one that we fished, let's just go to Lake Harding real quick. Lake Harding, there we go. So when you click on that, you'll see the tournament information. And when you go to official weigh-in, so any of these tournaments that you want to see, you have the official weigh-in. You can watch the live weigh-in right there. So the live weigh-in will play. And then you also have these stats down here. So there's your partner money bass right there. I came in with 9.69 pounds. Click on that, and there are the fish that I had for that tournament. All right. All right, there you go, guys. So that is just a quick rundown. But make sure you guys go there. You can download that app for free right now. FishXLive.com. If you are a fisherman, and especially a tournament fisherman, I would advise you to take advantage of that app while you can, all right? All right, let's ease on over and take a look at another spot real quick. Fishing for Dollar says nothing happens double tapping the iPad screen. So iPad is an Apple, right? Apple. So Apple products, they are a little different. Even when you try to purchase your memberships and gift memberships, all that good kind of stuff. So Apple products are just a little different. All right, so take a look out there, guys. Can you see those birds in the water? You see that bird right there? It just dove into the water right there. So that is an indication that I may have found where the bait fish are at. Oh my goodness, look right there, guys. I think those may be fish that are just sitting right there on the bottom. So I'm just gonna drop this bait straight down there. And we're gonna see if those are fish, if they start moving when that bait gets kind of close to the bottom down there. Doesn't look like they're moving. Those may not be fish down there. John G says, it's a beautiful day to be on the water. It sure is. It's a lovely day. Let's take a look around at this scenery, guys. You see the sun over there shining bright. Really appreciate everybody for tuning in. We are at 93 likes. Do you guys think we'll be able to hit 100 likes for the day? We need 7 more likes. So this is what we generally do. When we get that close, if you hit the like button and you are like number 94, type 94 in the chat. If you hit the like button and you're 95, 96, 97, whatever number of like you are, type that number in the chat so I can give you a quick shout out. Let's see how fast we can get up to. We have Baby Boy says, hey, I'm not like number 94. All right, who is like number 95? I see we just hit 95. Who is like number 95? Big shout out to Baby Boy, one of the new members of the Money Team. Really appreciate you for tuning in and supporting the channel. Terrence Taylor. Terrence was like, let me go ahead and double tap that screen and see the fireworks. So Terrence, when you double tap the screen and hit that like button, did you see any fireworks come on the screen? If you double tap the screen, you should see fireworks come on the screen, guys. Let's just see. So what I'm doing right now, what I was just showing you is those birds are swimming around out here, which to me tells me that there's going to be some bait fish, that those fish are out here chasing around. James Wright says, I'm 97. Really appreciate that. Texas Snoop, what's going on? He says, any fish in the boat today? No, sir. No, sir. It's been another one of those days. So we've been out here for a little over an hour now. But we're out here for a good time, not a long time. And we will see if we can get a little something to the boat. Now, there are some birds out here kind of swimming around too, so I'm hoping I do not have one of these birds come over and try to grab my bait. Texas Snoop says, I'm like number 98. Mascot Fishing says, I just got off, going to go throw this Chad Shad around. He said, where's yours at? My Chad Shad is in my bait locker right now. Where I am at, that Chad Shad will not do anything for me but be a bait that I cast around and have some fun with. I doubt that I'll get a fish on that right now. Clint Perry. Clint Perry says, I got a riddle for you. He says, why can't we play Bass for Cash? Does anybody know why we can't play Bass for Cash right now? I know Clint Perry, he has some jokes for the day. Hippie Dave says he is like number 100. 100. We have 100 likes in the chat. Really appreciate that, Hippie Dave. We hit the 100 likes for the day. So Clint Perry says, why can't we play Bass for Cash? Well, Clint, the easy answer is it's the fish's fault. It is the fish's fault. The fish don't want to play today. Delta Bass, let me see. David says, no bass equals no cash. Delta Bass says no fish to weigh. Texas Noob says, CP, no fish want to play today. Yeah, they're not treating me right. They're not treating us right, guys. But this is the thing. It may take me a few trips out to relocate and find the active fish. Or maybe the fish that I'm finding eventually will, will start biting. And I won't have to find new fish. But either way, I think it won't be long, guys. It won't be long. We'll eventually get to it. Really appreciate everybody for tuning in. Been having a good time out here hanging out on the lake with you guys. Does anybody have any more fish jokes or riddles that we can try to solve? Anybody have a good fish riddle or a joke? Kyla says, do you ever use Cincos on a Texas rig? Not too often. It just depends on the lake and the type of cover that I'm fishing. But the lakes that I fish, I don't really throw a Texas rig that often anymore. I'll throw my shaky head instead of throwing a Texas rig. Texas Noob says, CP, Money may have to bring SWAT in to pinch hit for him. Oh, my goodness. We got to bring in SWAT for some backup. Delta Bass said, man, that's fishing. None of us catch them every time. Man, I've been on a roll, though. Until when this cold hit, I haven't been able to really figure them out since that happened. So that kind of shut things down for me. But before that, if you go and look in FishX Live, your partner Money Bass is out here banging them out. We've had a lot of win. Oh, so yeah. So I didn't see anybody answer the question. Do we have anyone in the chat that has won Bass for Cash? Do we have anybody that has won Bass for Cash? If you have, just put I won and then the dollar amount that you won, like Mask Off. I know you won something. Mask Off says all FishX Live members should get 2 guesses on Bass for Cash. Look at Mask Off. He's like, let me throw a little something out there. Baby Boy says, we can't play because there's no fish in the boat. Is Money Bass doing this on purpose? He doesn't want us to get that money. Smitty says, I also fish out of a Nitro, but it's a Z18, not a Z20. Would like to get a Z20. Awesome boat. Oh, yeah, it's a nice one. It gets the job done. I've caught a fish or 2 in it. Martavia says, I heard rolling into springtime's fishing for spotted. Okay, look for them around flats, points, creeks, channels, and brush piles. So, Martavius, you named a lot right there. So tell me this, where should I not look for spots? You're saying look everywhere. So where would you say not to look? John Wilson says, 2 guesses at what? John Wilson says, what is Bass for Cash? I haven't even seen him catch anything yet. All right, so John Wilson, what he is referring to is what we're doing is this thing called Bass for Cash. As I catch the fish and bring the fish to the boat, I'll put those fish on the measuring board. I'll hold them up, let you take a good look at it so that you can determine how much that fish weighs. If you guess the exact weight of that fish, then you will get a nice cash payout. Now, to participate in Bass for Cash, it doesn't cost anything. It's free. All that you have to do is be a subscriber to the channel. So that is what he is referring to when he's talking about getting 2 guesses. Now, you get 1 guess per fish. Once we say scales are open, if you put more than 1 guess in that chat, you will be disqualified and everybody will laugh at you. So, we've had several people get their feelings hurt when they get DQ'd and they want to protest, but the protesting doesn't help. It's not going to help. You only get 1 guess per fish. Now, if you are a member of the channel, a member of the Money Team, those are the people that have the badges next to their name. Now, they will get 2 guesses per fish. So that is what he was referring to. He's wanting another way to get 2 guesses per fish, all right? But it's not going to work. Money Team members have a special privilege. So they not only get 2 guesses, which is twice the chance to win, they also get twice the payout if they win. Now, there's a total of $100 in the payout, all right? But it is paid out in increments. For each fish that is caught and you guess the exact weight of that fish, you will get a $20 bill, all right? Just that quick and easy. I see you, John Wilson. I see you. But we have a lot of new people in the chat, so I still kind of explain it throughout the day anyway. But I got you, John. I got you. Joey the Roach says, that's not fair. That's called corruption. He said it's called a RICO violation. You can't be treating the Money Team members special. Why do they get special privileges? Because they treated me special. They became a channel member. Isn't that what American Express says? Membership has its privileges. Joey the Roach. Joey the Roach. Now, what is that name from? Because that sounds like a mob name, doesn't it? Joey the Roach. He says, that's RICO. I'm going to put RICO charges on you, Money Bass. That doesn't sound like fun. I do not want that to happen. Joy the Roach says, I'm 100% Sicilian from Staten Island, New York. You do the math. Shout out to Joey the Roach. I like that name. Joey the Roach. 100% Sicilian. What are you laughing at, Clint? What is Clint laughing at? So, Joey the Roach, do you go fishing? What kind of fish do you catch? This will be interesting. What kind of fish are you catching out there, Joey the Roach? What's going on, Daniel? Daniel said, let me slide on in here and sponsor today's live stream. He hit the channel up with the $5 super sticker. Look at that. No comment, no question, just pure love of the game. He was like, let's get out here and support Money Bass and hit him with a $5 super sticker. Really, really appreciate that, Daniel. If everybody could, put Daniel in the chat. I always like to give credit where credit is due. And what I say each week when I'm out here on the live, guys, whoever gives the largest super chat, super sticker, show of support, like Clint Perry in here gifting those memberships, they are the sponsor of the live stream. So I want to give a big shout out to Daniel. If you guys could shout him out in the chat. Daniel says, I had the flu, been down about 2 weeks. Well, glad to have you back. Glad you're doing better. The flu does not sound like fun. I'm guessing it wasn't treating you with some Southern hospitality. It wasn't treating you too nice. What's going on, Daniel? You see somebody talking? That's Nick. Shout out to Nick. She says, hey, Daniel. Hey, Daniel. How you doing, Daniel? Daniel, how you doing? What's going on, Nikki? We have Nikki tuning in to the live stream. Shouting out, Daniel. Really appreciate that. Uh-oh, look at Daniel. He's like, hey, Nikki. Hey, Nikki, how you doing? How you doing, Nikki? Oh, my goodness. Joy the Roach. Do you see who we have in the chat? We have Michael Corleone in the chat. Michael Corleone, tell Joy the Roach a little about your background. Where did you get that name from? Sounds pretty interesting. Has a nice flow to it. We have ATG says, hey, I'm from India. He's like, hey, we're out here fishing too. Nick says, what you caught today? You just caught a bunch of talking. If you caught some fish, Nikki, I've just been out here catching a bunch of talking. That's about it for today. Things have been kind of slow. Let's go ahead and pack up and run to another location, guys. Pretty much what I have to do is keep moving around until we locate the fish. And actually, what I told you guys yesterday is that I was going to try to get out here a little earlier to see if that would make a difference. But the fish that we're finding, they're just not cooperating. So let's see. Where can we roll to next? Mascot says, this has become the love connection. Shout out to Nikki and Daniel. All right, let's see. Michael Corleone says, don't get out of control in the chat or you will be sleeping with the fishes. Oh my goodness, not the Corleone. You guys need to listen to him. You don't want to be sleeping with the fishes, but the fish don't sleep. So what will you be doing down there if you're hanging out with the fishes? That doesn't sound like fun. Joy the Roach says, a lot of crabs in New York, chicken necks, anything like chicken necks or gizzards or skins work. Okay, so you're out there doing some catfishing, right? Martavia says, money bass, I'm not sure, but I heard where rocks are in the lake, it's good places to fish for spotted bass. All right, Martavius, we'll go and find some rocks. How about that? We'll go fish some rocks real quick. All right, let's see. Texas Noob says, Mass, since he can't catch fish, he is trying to be a matchmaker. Well, I'm trying to match some fish with my hook is what I'm trying to do. Joy the Roach says, I know this guy was going to fleece everybody out of their money. Let's see. Michael Corleone says, fun fact, fish do sleep, but their sleeping patterns are different than humans, especially when they're sleeping with the fishes, right? All right, let's ease over here to a point real quick. All right, guys, somebody said they wanted to try some rocks. So let's take a look. Type the word rocks in the chat if you can see that. Can you guys see those rocks? We're sitting in. Let's see. How deep is the water we're in right now? Let's go ahead and drop this trolling motor down here so we can see. Let's see. Survey says we are sitting in 15 feet of water. So let's back out a little bit. Because remember, this water is extremely clear out here. You guys are having some interesting conversations in the chat. All right, let's see, guys. Man, it's looking kind of barren out here, looking naked. What is going on? Sitting in 19 feet of water, just scanning around, seeing if I see any fish out here hanging out, and I do not see any. Let's just make one cast out here, then we're going to move on. Steve says, get the net. What's going on, Smurfy? He says, I just come in and I heard naked. Did I say something about naked? I may have. I don't remember what I said. Parker Fisher says, try the back of the creeks. That's where I've caught some fish. All right, so somebody said, hey, man, hit those rocks right there. So we're hitting some rocks. Parker said, try the back of that creek. Parker says, I think a fish is back there. I think he can get it. Uh-oh, Hector says, if you can't catch them, snag them. Oh, no, not the snagging of the fish. Something just doesn't sound right about that. All right, I'm not seeing anything over there. Let's move around again. Let's look out here away from the bank. I still think those fish are in these ditches, guys. So maybe we'll go and check out a ditch or two in just a second. All right, there we go. Look at that, right out there at 50 feet. 50 feet. Bam. Did I get the cast right on him? We are about to see. All right, let me just show you guys. There's my bait falling right there. I'm kind of moving around off of it. Oh, yeah, and there's the fish down there. So check it out, guys. My bait just landed right there, and there's the fish right there, right next to it. All right. I'm sitting in 19 feet, cast it out to about 30 feet. So we're just going to let that soak. And we're just going to fish it extremely slow. Shout out to Clint Perry, the current sponsor of today's live stream. Hit the channel with another gifted membership. That gifted membership went to the Blue Collar Gent. Everybody put CP in the chat. The Blue Collar Gent. I think CP may have created his own army of Money Team members. Shout out to the members of the channel. If anybody hears me referring to the Money Team, those are the people that you see with the badges next to their name. They're the members of the chat. Membership does have its privileges. Does anybody know in the chat, does anybody know what are some of the privileges that come along with being a member of the Money Team? Shout out to Smurfy. C219 Troll says, what up, Money? How did your tournament go? I got third on the heel. Okay. So how many fish did you have? Because the crappie tournaments, you bring in 7, right? Nikki says, CP, my guy. Nikki said, hey, CP. She said, hey, Clint. How you doing, Clint? Hippie Dave said, I won $40. He said, I know Money Bass asked that about 30 minutes ago, but I decided to make him wait. Hippie Dave was like, I'll make you wait for that answer, Money Bass. Well, it looks like those fish didn't want to bite either. All right. C219 Troll says he got 3rd place in his tournament. He said this one weighed, let me see. Okay, so you weighed in 5. So you had 10.59 pounds with crappie? Texas Noob says, why does your voice change like that, Money? Because I was reading Nikki's message. Did anybody else see Nikki's message? She said, CP, my guy. So she's saying, hey, Clint. Hey, Clint, how you doing? She's like, CP gifting those memberships. Hey, Clint. C219 Pro said, yes, sir, my biggest was 2.33 pounds. Wow. So do you keep the keep crappie in crappie tournaments, or do y'all release them? How do y'all do in crappie tournaments? Do they keep them or release them? Daniel says, how you do in that last tournament? All right. Oh, yeah. So that's why I didn't answer it yet. I want you to go to FishX Live and look on the app. And the last tournament that I did was Lake Sinclair, SINCLIAR. Go and take a look at the FishX Live app and tell me, what do you see, what place I came in, and what was my total weight. It is on the app. Let me see. C219 Tro says, most small trails, we keep the fish. The national trails, we release if the weigh-in is close to the water. Jeremy says, what's your biggest of the day? My biggest that I caught today is a 0-pounder. That is my biggest for today. So today we have still not been able to find any of the fish that want to cooperate and come and introduce themselves to you guys. But we're still looking. We're still trying to find some fish that are social. And like, hey, I don't mind meeting the gang. I don't mind coming and hanging out with Money Bass and this and the viewers. What's going on? We have M4 Fishing tuning in. M4 Fishing says, how's it going out there? It's going tough out here. When are you going to be back out on the lake, M4? The fish just aren't acting right. They don't want to treat me right. They're like, hey, we know you're out here fishing in front of all your peoples, hanging out with all your people on YouTube, but we're going to make you look bad. We're going to make you look bad today, Money Bass. All right, so M4 says he'll be out here tomorrow. Okay. Ashley says, I just got here. Have you caught anything? Not yet, Ashley. It's been ugly out here, Ashley. It's tough. But do you see the scenery? Look, when you don't catch fish, you're like, hey guys, do you see the beautiful outdoors? Do you enjoy the scenery? Look at the nice sun about to set over there. You try to draw people's attention away from the fishing whenever you haven't caught anything, right? We have suspicious fish in the chat. All right, nothing here either, guys. Nothing here. Nothing to see here. Nothing to see here. All right, let's see. What else do we have? Martavia says, look for where there is a lot of current. There isn't really any current going on right now, Martavius. It's kind of slow and low right now. Suspicious Fish says, I'm new here. What's going on? What is this thing they call Bass for Cash? Well, what's going on is your partner Money Bass. I get out here on a weekly basis. I come out here, do my best to catch a fish or two. Things are a little slow today. But as I get the fish to the boat, all you have to do is be a subscriber to the channel and guess the exact weight of the fish, and bam, just like that, you get a nice cash payout. Just that quick and easy. It does not cost anything to participate. All that you have to do is be a subscriber to the channel. All right, so appreciate you for tuning in. Suspicious Fish. What makes the fish suspicious? Texas Noop says, how much gas on average do you think you burn on days like today? Man, listen, it may seem like I'm moving around a lot, but I'm not. I'm still being lazy. If this was a tournament, you guys have seen me fish tournaments. On the tournaments, I'm running and gunning. I'm moving. I may cast like 2 or 3 times. If the fish doesn't bite, I'm outie. I'm gone. But today, I mean, I'm not sure how much gas I actually would be burning, because I don't think I'm really running that much, guys. Texas Noob says, Daniel, that would be a good tournament to see. Team challenge like M4, Chicken Hawk, and Money Bass going head to head. Smurfy says, I fished that. Blinks is probably suspicious. What is that? All right, so C219 Troll, do you ever have any like little friendly tournaments with just some of you and your buddies where y'all may go out and fish a tournament? We have Canadian Proud Get Outdoors says, what up? Where you at, bro? I'm new here. I am out here on Lake Lanier in Georgia. Out here hanging out, having a little fun, trying to find some of these spotted bass. Let's go ahead and move, guys. Let's move. Now, let's see. If I had to catch a fish right now, where would I go to catch that fish from? Let me think. If I had to catch a fish right now, where would I go? Let's see. Suspicious Fish says, do you catch trout? I used to do some trout fishing, but now not so much. I haven't caught a trout in some years. All right, let's roll to another location, guys. So what we have to do is just keep moving around. And like I said, I have to get out here a little earlier so I can have a little more time to find these fish. You know what? There's some rocks over there. Let's go and fish the point with some rocks on it. See what we can find over there. C219 Troll says, yeah, we fish friendly tournaments and all the time. Oh, all the time. If there are 5 or more of us on the lake, mostly for bragging rights. All right, so C219, have you checked out the FishX Live app? It actually will allow you, if you are using it for an actual crappie tournament, you can set the limit. Like, let's say if you want to do a 7-fish limit, then you just set 7-fish limit. If you want to do 5 fish, whatever limit that you want to fish. And then you can also do a live leaderboard, pretty much like MLF. So as you're catching your fish, you can log those fish, and the people that you're out there competing against will actually be able to see that you are stomping them out live, because they will be able to see it register on the leaderboard while they're out there. So, and actually, I'd be interested in seeing how it would work out for some guys that are doing a crappie tournament. That seems like that would be pretty cool. Text Newt says, money, where would you go to fish if Chicken Hawk put money up? Oh, so you know I fish a little different when there's money on the line, right? Yeah, I may focus a little bit more. But right now, that's why when Chicken Hawk comes on here now, he'll go ahead and, he'll roll the dice right now, because things have changed as far as like the fish relocating and stuff like that. But if I had to catch a fish, I would make a run and go fish some ledges. But I told you guys, I'm kind of lazy right now, so I don't really feel like running to where I would need to go. If I really, really needed to catch a fish, I would do it. But we're just hanging out. We're having some fun, right? We're enjoying the scenery. Do you guys see the nice scenery? You remember you talk about the scenery when you're not catching fish. Do you see the nice sunset? Do you see how beautiful it is? You have to enjoy the outdoors. Don't always worry about catching fish. You know, sometimes you just want to come out and have a good time. Just show that you're enjoying life, right? That's what it's all about. Life enjoyments, experiences. Derek King says, off work, guys. Did I miss anything? Derek, I don't need you coming in here causing problems again and interrupting my nice listen. Derek, we're out here. We're enjoying the scenery. Do you see the scenery? Do you see that? We're out here enjoying the scenery. Good conversations and scenery is what we're doing today. That's the actual name of this live stream. Good conversations and scenery, all right? Appreciate you for stopping through, Daniel. Daniel says he has to head on out, everybody. Mickey says, hey, I've been struggling too, buddy. Don't tell anybody, though. All right, Mickey, we'll keep that a secret. This will just be our secret. So what lake have you been fishing, Mickey? Jerkstring said, what happened? Did anything happen? Nothing happened. We just been out here hanging out for a little bit. Derek says, nothing wrong with that. A day on the lake beats a day at work any day. Does that depend on how much you get paid at work too? Or does that doesn't really matter? Man, All right, guys, we are back. Canadian knew what the deal was. I had to take a quick phone call. All right, so I did find some fish while I was on that call. So let's see if they want to cooperate. And what I'll do is I'll show them to you. So take a look right here, guys. You see that right there? So there's some fish swimming around down there. So we're gonna take a look at those. Let's see, there were some more that I had found. Actually, there's one right here by the boat. Take a look right there, guys. Let's see, do they want to play? M4 says, I hear they were caught a little shallow today. Yeah, so the thing is, if you get out here early and you can run areas with rocks, pretty much. I know they're doing that with crankbait, wacky rig, shaky head. But as you see, I've been getting out here late. I plan on getting out early, but it just never happens that way for me. I always have something to come up and make me run a little later in the day than what I planned. Kevin said, bro, what you catch for fish? So I'm out here hunting around for some spotted bass. See if we can get a spotted bass or two to come to the boat. But it appears to be another one of those days, guys. Another tough one. Kevin says, bro, what you catch? We're looking for spotted bass. Kevin says, cool, I fish in Germany. There are a lot of pike and catfish. All right, so you're out there in Germany making it happen. There's a fish right under the boat. Let's see if we can get that one to do anything. Or if it's just gonna stare at us. Joey the Roach says, there's different types of anglers in this world. There's good anglers and there's bad anglers. Then there's no anglers. I think that is true. Well, M4 says, what baits have I been using? So I've been using the shaky head. I'm still wanting to catch some fish on this minnow bait. So that day when I was out here, when you were out here, I had one on, but since I'm throwing it on 6-pound line, I did not set the hook. And so the fish, the hook did not penetrate the fish's mouth. So it came off before I got it to the boat. But next time I'll be ready. I'll go ahead and set the hook, even if it breaks the line. We'll see what happens that way. Canadian says, once you know, you know. Uh-oh, guys, do you see it? The sun has now gone down. And it is getting chilly out here. So I think we're about to make a run back in just a minute. I appreciate everybody for tuning in. We will be back again tomorrow. So we're just going to have to hunt for a few days until we can locate where these schools of fish have gone to. And actually, let's do this. So I'm actually out here in kind of an area that's like a ditch. So I'm going to get this spoon and we're just going to head out to the ditch and see if these fish are still just sitting out here on the bottom like they had been. I've just been lazy and haven't been wanting to go out there and chase after them like that. But let's go ahead and make that happen. So I'll show you guys the bait that I'm going to be using. So there we go. So I'm going to have the spoon and we're going to get right on top of some fish once we're going to head right out to the center of this ditch in this cove. and see if these fish are just sitting out here. How about that? We have Uzbekistan back in the chat once again. Appreciate you for coming back. All right. Joy the Roach says you should be using live shiners. Yeah. Seems like I may have better luck with live bait nowadays, huh? Ortavia says, yeah, I think you may have a better chance with that spoon too. All right, so yeah, we're gonna head out into the center of these ditches, guys. And we're gonna look around, see if we can find some fish hanging out on the bottom. So that, I would say, like I showed you guys before, that 4-pounder that we had. And see, there we go, guys. You see it right there? So there's a fish down there, and there's probably some more little buddies that are with him. So we're gonna get right on top of that one and then see if we can pop him in the head with that spoon. If that's a fish, could be some structure. We'll see. So we're sitting in 40 feet of water. Let's just go ahead and drop this spoon down here. See if we can get anything to come up and take a look at it. Lorenzo says, have you caught anything? I'm back. Lorenzo, don't be talking about old stuff. Don't come in asking new questions about old stuff. We're out here enjoying conversations and scenery today, Lorenzo. We fishing, Maine. TV is in the chat. All right, let's keep on inching on. I don't see any action. I don't see anything moving. Lorenzo said, oh, so you're talking about the scenery and conversations. So I guess that means you haven't caught anything, right? No, we have not caught anything yet, Lorenzo. It was another tough one. It was a tough one. So all we had is scenery and conversations today. But we're still looking. We're still looking. Lorenzo was like, yeah, I hear all of that you're saying. But I think that means you didn't catch anything. Lorenzo said the fish figured me out this time. I didn't figure the fish out. They figured me out, right? Which is, that could be true. But we're going to keep on plugging. We're going to keep on trying, guys. We'll see. We'll see. All right, let's see. Lorenzo said, put some stank on it. Mickey says, the old shaky. Nope, this is that little minnow bait that I'm throwing right now. I saw a fish that was out there suspended. So I figured I'd try to see if we could pop him in the mouthpiece real quick. But it is not happening. So yeah, let's go back to the old shaky head. You guys see that? The sun is just about gone. And once that sun is gone, your pot and the money bass is gonna be gone too, because it starts getting chilly out here once that sun is gone. So yeah, Mickey, that minnow bait, that's something that I haven't caught a fish on it yet. But you see, I keep picking it up every once in a while because I do want to get used to that. So when the situation occurs, I'll be ready. Shout out to Rory Johnson. He says, I was out there earlier today and we didn't get a fish. It's tough out there. I should have put in at Laurel Park. All right, so Rory said he was out here on Lake Lanier and caught the same thing that I caught today. How about that? We have Country Living and Fishing tuning in. Says, hey guys, sorry I'm late. No problem. We'll be back out here again tomorrow. So yeah, so Rory, don't feel bad, because what you're saying is pretty much what I have been hearing from a lot of people. So of course those guides, they get out here and make it look easy. Maybe I should come out here and spend a little more time on the lake instead of just trying to shoot out here for light. So what have we been out here for today, guys? I think right at 2 hours. So I'll generally come out here for a quick 2.5 hours or something like that, 2.5, 3 hours. See what we can find, if we can find anything at all. Mickey says, what kind and size? So I generally throw a 1/4 ounce on just about everything. And then the worms I just use a bunch of different. I use a TRD. I use a Magnum shaky head worm. I use a trick worm. Sometimes I've even put little curly tails like a Zoom Mag 2 on there. I just kind of switch them up. But mainly I'll throw like a Z-Man products. I kind of like those. Rory says, yep, I spoke with 3 other guys and they were having the same results. Oh my goodness. Everybody's out here just sharing zero stories, right? All right, guys, I think we got a good 2 hours and 15 minutes on the clock. Nice relaxing evening. Really appreciate everybody for tuning in. But listen, everybody that is tuned in right now, make sure you have hit the subscribe button. All right. I will be back out here again tomorrow. Now, we are going to keep hunting until we find where these schools of fish have moved to. Once I get back on these fish, as I bring the fish to the boat, remember, Bass for Cash is where you have the chance to win a nice cash payout. And all you have to do is be a subscriber to the channel. Now, if you have already subscribed, you will receive a notification once we are ready to go live tomorrow, all right? Then you can tune in whenever you want. And hopefully, when you'll tune in right before we weigh one of the fish. So you always want to just kind of be tuned in, because as we bring the fish to the boat, we will open up the scales. I will show you the fish. I will put that fish on a measuring board. If you guess the weight of the fish, you will walk away with a nice cash payout. Just that quick and simple. And that's it. Bass for Cash, guys. Country Living and Fishing says, sure is a pretty sunset. Oh, yeah, that sun is gone now. You can see a little bit of those red rays lingering behind those trees. Team Quack Attack says, money bass, money bass, money bass. Martavia says, I saw one of your videos, Money Bass, and I think you hit better on the ledge. Yeah, so, I mean, like I said, if I was like, yeah, I really have to catch a fish right now, that's what I would do. I would head straight to some ledges. But I told you guys, I'm just been a little lazy. I had a tournament this weekend. Then I had a tournament the Tuesday before that. So I didn't really feel like doing a lot of running around and all that stuff. Tournament days, when you guys see me live, you'll notice that I do fish kind of different on tournament days. So I'll move around a lot more. If I'm not getting bites, I do not waste time with fish that aren't biting. You said I'm more stressed during tournaments, huh? What's going on, Larry Smith? Is that Larry from the Rod Benders in the chat? Says, I can't wait to see you guys on the water. Is that Larry from the Rod Benders? Larry the cable guy? Ray's Outdoor says, hi, buddy. I'm making a new fishing lure. I'm going to try to make it this weekend. Okay. Larry says, yes, indeed. What's going on, buddy? When are you going to be back? When are you going to be back? Country Living and Fishing says, when are you coming to Arkansas or Oklahoma? I do not know the answer to that question. All right, good deal, Larry. Yeah, it'd be great to have you back, man. Parker Fishing says, are we in subscriber mode? No, we are not. I guess you're asking that because things are kind of quiet right now, right? Nah, I think everybody just kind of kicked back, relaxed. They're like, oh, man, we were waiting to see if we were going to be able to do this Bass for Cash thing. All right, I see another fish out there. Let's throw this little minnow bait to it. All right, so look, guys, there's the fish right here. It's only about 20 feet out, so I'm going to toss this bait right out there to it. Let's get line back up on him again. So there's my bait right here. And there's the fish. That fish did not even pay attention to it. It went right by the fish. Let's do it again. Let's see, we're sitting in 21 feet of water. Let me just play around with some of these settings real quick. Downrange, let's drop that down to 20 feet. Man, there's a fish right there on that bait, guys. And it won't take it. Clint Pierce says that Voodoo would say, "Are you smelling something?" Come on, Clint. Not you too, Clint. Not you too. And actually, that was Derek King that said that. All right, let's try it again. Let's try it again. Clint said, "My mistake." All right, guys, that's the last cast, and we got to get out of here. It's starting to get dark. Larry Smith said, "Money bad. You really need to be our modern day Bill Dance." Is that good or bad? Is that a good thing or a bad thing? Because I don't. Is that a good thing or a bad thing? I see Bill Dance on a lot of blooper reels. What you trying to say, Larry? Hey guys, I need to know, is that a good thing or a bad thing? I remember seeing Bill Dance on a lot of blooper reels. What are you guys saying? He said, "That's a good thing. I grew up watching Bill Dance. That's how I got started." Okay. All right. I didn't know if you were saying that I do a lot of bloopers. A lot of bloopers in that. All right, guys, this is the last cast. This is the last cast, guys. We got to get one more cast in. Last cast, everybody. All right, the last cast. Sean says, "I would say good thing Bill Dance is the man." Okay, okay. Mike Huff says Bill Dance and Rowan Martin. Does anybody remember Orlando Wilson? I'm going fishing with Orlando Wilson. Does anybody remember that? Or is it just me? Anybody remember Orlando Wilson? That's what I used to watch, was Orlando Wilson. Mike Huff says yes. Does anybody else remember? Did anybody else used to watch that? Mickey said yep. Clint Perry said yep. Roy said I did. Clint Perry said and Jimmy Houston. Sean says, where are you fishing today? And yes, Orlando Wilson was cool. I'm on Lake Lanier. I know Parker doesn't remember Orlando Wilson. Parker, how old are you again? Parker says, come on, catch a fish, man. We've been waiting. We've been waiting. You have to have patience. Parker, you have to have patience. You have to let the baits marinate for like 2 or 3 days, and then you get a fish. You enjoy the fish catch better when you let the bait marinate. All right, there we go, guys. That's the last cast right there. That's the last cast, guys. Parker says he is 14. Clint Perry said Hank Parker. All right. M4 says he always wore an Atlanta Braves cap. What's going on? We have Prime Aviation tuning in. All right, guys. All right, guys. This is the last cast, all right? This is the last cast right here, guys. Last cast, and we're going to go ahead and head in. Let's see if we can catch something on the last cast. Prime Aviation says, are you catching anything? Hey, Prime Aviation, you're asking the wrong question. You shouldn't ask, so is somebody catching anything? You know, you have to come and say, you know, like, hey, how's everybody doing? You know, you want to have a conversation first. You want to talk about the nice scenery. You see, you hear the birds chirping. Listen. See, you hear the birds chirping. I mean, it isn't all about catching fish, Prime Aviation. You know, I mean, this is about life experiences and about being able to just hang out and enjoy yourself and enjoy the outdoors. Right? Right, everybody? That's what this is about, right? John says, how do we find out when you're going to be on? All you have to do is make sure you have subscribed to the channel and choose that notification bell and click all on there, and it'll send you a notification as soon as we set it up. Prime Aviation says, oh, sorry, nice spot. Martavia said, yeah, that's cool. We had a nice time. All right, guys, here we go. This is the last cast. We're about to do the last cast of the evening right here, guys. This is the official last cast, all right? There we go. That's the last cast, guys. Mr. Archer says 20 casts later. Wait a minute. What do you mean 20 casts later? That was the last cast. Prime Aviation says, just subscribe. Really appreciate you jumping in and hanging out with us for a while and subscribing to the channel. Mickey says, you got to throw it in the bedroom. They sleeping. Mr. Archer said he is like number 141. Really appreciate that. All right, guys. This is the official last cast. We're going to make one more cast for the evening. We're going to see if we can catch something on this last cast. Bam. All right, right there. That was the perfect cast right there. This is the last cast, guys. That's right. Duran said one more cast. That is right. We needed one more cast. Tell him, Rich G. Tell him. That's right. I'll be back tomorrow, and those fish they're gonna know my name tomorrow. They're gonna say, oh my God, is that Money Bass popping us in the mouthpiece like that? He's coming back with a vengeance. We thought he didn't know how to catch us. Oh my goodness, guys. All right, really appreciate everybody for tuning in. Make sure you go to fishxlive.com, all right? Everybody go to fishxlive.com. If you are into fishing, especially tournament fishing, you need to go and check that out. Want to give a big shout out to SWAT Lawn Operations. Remember that name? Again, everybody go to fishxlive.com. Right now, you can go download that app and have your free subscription, guys, all right? You get your free 7-day trial. It is definitely going to be an app that you will hear a lot about in 2025, guys. What did we just see? Shout out to Clint Perry. He was like, let me slide one more in here. Let me go ahead and bring in one more member of the Money Team. Shout out to Christopher Bailey. That looks like a good way to close it out, Clint. If everybody could, put CP. Put Clint in the chat, guys. Clint Perry, he is the sponsor of today's fabulous live stream. We had such a great time today. I mean, remember, it's not about catching fish. It's about life experiences. It's about spending time with each other and, you know, in the quality experiences that we have out here. Everybody put Clint in the chat. Clint hit the channel up with another super gifted membership. Money Team is getting long and strong. Really appreciate that, Clint. Shout out to Prime Aviation and all of the new subscribers from today. All right, guys, make sure that you have subscribed and click that notification bell to let you know what time I will be out here tomorrow. I would do my best to get out here a little earlier. I think the bite was probably a little bit better during the day. I mean, well, earlier in the morning. But we'll see how soon I can get out here tomorrow, guys. All right. Really appreciate everybody for tuning in. Again, make sure you check out FishX Live. There we go. FishXlive.com. And I will see you guys on the next one.